Aloha! Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you the basics of slab construction. I'm using all the same basic tools, but this time I want to make my pieces flat or flatter. So there are some that are like this, so they're just the rulers. There's also a few pieces that are just flat pieces. The idea is as I roll it out, they're going to be the width of this wood when I'm done. So I put them down, and then I'm going to take one of the rollers. I would double check because sometimes you have clay that builds up. Now I'm not going to use this whole thing, so that's not going to bother me. But if I had build up clay here, I would take it over, probably take something like this, over to the trash can and just rub it and get that extra clay off so that it's not making my project look lumpy. So I can press it down a little bit with my hand to get it started, and then I'm just going to roll it out just like I'm rolling out dough. Okay. Okay. Now, if I wanted to, I could actually have my pieces really close and it would give me a nice kind of flat edge. There's all kinds of different ways. Now, this may not be low enough. It was good for the beginning without it spreading out too low, but maybe I want it a little bit narrower. I can do it without it. I just want to be very careful not to over roll. It's also a bit harder to get it perfectly straight. Like I have a little bit more in the middle there. Do not put too much pressure, and be careful if it does roll up like that. You just want to unroll it carefully before it gets too bad. Okay, now slab construction is great. You can make boxes out of it. I have round forms, so you can actually make these go around something so they can be like a cup. They're a lot of fun to use to create all kinds of things. So let's kind of move on to the next thing. So I have impression mats. I have skinny ones, I have bigger ones. I even have some impression rollers, and all those are is they put pattern onto clay. So I'm just going to put this on here. Turn it this way just because it's easier to control. And again, I'm not pressing down too hard because I still want thickness to my clay. Okay, so now I'm done, and I can work with my clay any way I want, and it's a fun, quick way to get some pattern in there. So let's say I want to cut this so that it has a couple of different pieces to it. This tool is great for that. Then I'm going to use these two pieces, but this is going to be my flat piece, my bottom piece. I might gently turn it over before I get too far and write my name in it. It should be pretty light in your clay. You don't want to press too hard because you don't want to put holes in it. And then put my clasp. Okay. So there's my first piece of slab. Now, score and slit, of course. So I'm going to actually join this piece so it sits up kind of like that. Okay, I'm going to make part of a box. So I might want to straighten some of my other pieces out, maybe cut off a little bit if I want. These discarded pieces could be used to reinforce. I can roll them, I can coil them. If I want to make these pieces match. It's all in the choices that you make. Okay, so now score and slip. Notice I'm not using water to make all these smooth adjustments, but to score and slip I absolutely do. So I'm going to score where I want it to attach. I'm going to score here, and I'm going to score up here because it's actually going to attach to the side. Press it together. Now, If I make this particular piece, if it's too thin, when I lift it up, it may flop over. So I might have to add pieces to reinforce it. I may like really clean lines. I may not even like that there are lines overlapping, so I might want to do a little something to clean up stuff as I feel. The clay I'm using right now is like really fresh clay, so it moves a lot. Okay, want to do the other side. So I kind of measure my piece. Where is it going to go? Okay, a score and slit. Put it in place. Press it. So if I'm making a box, and again, I like to smooth my edges some, and I can use tools. I've definitely got some tools that I can use to smooth my edges. But my best and most reliable tools happen to be my own hands. Just be aware of that all the time. Okay. So there you go. I've got 2 out of the 4 sides that I was doing done. And I can make my own adjustments. So that's score and slip. Now, if I felt like my edges need a little reinforcement, I can take clay like this and just score and slip and just smooth it on there. I'm going to kind of demonstrate that. I didn't even add extra water. So if I just want to lay that on there and then smooth it out with my finger gently, because I really don't want to mess up. If you have a design on the other side, you don't want to press too hard, because you'll smooth your design right out. But sometimes when you have pressed too hard or you're creating a hole or something, sometimes you have to reinforce, and that's okay. Okay, so that is score and slip with slab construction. And like I said, this isn't even a completed piece. You can do a full box, you can do cylinders, you can do all kinds of really fun stuff with this. I know that some of you have some really interesting, great ideas of what you want to do. You've now got videos on the materials you're using, on pinch pots and coils, and on slab construction. So enjoy yourself, have a lot of fun. Aloha!